So let's go ahead and get straight into it, Sagittarius. This is going to be for December 12th through the 15th. Now I'm using all new decks today. I'm super excited. All these decks are actually made by the same company, Rider-Waite. They have some really nice decks, some nice modern decks. So I'm just going to tell you what the names of them are for my people who like to purchase these decks, because I know you guys are going to want to know. They're pretty cool. This little deck is the Swatches of Chakra deck. This one, which is the only one that isn't by Rider-Waite, is the Prism Oracle by Aesthetics Magic on Instagram. This tarot deck is the Life is a Board Game tarot. And this last deck here is the Price of Love Oracle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. I'm going to start with the Oracle cards, and then we'll go ahead and jump into the full-on reading. Any information you need will be below as well to book a session with me. What's going on with my Sagittarius for December 12th through the 15th? So let's go ahead and jump in. So we have friendship, we have magic, and we also have communication. Yeah, as soon as I saw this blue, I just thought about the throat chakra. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about these oracle cards. So I'm hearing there's a friend around you who likes you way more than a friend. And it may be something that they haven't revealed yet, something that they haven't made clear yet, mainly because they may feel as if you may judge them. During this time frame, they may actually like let you know, or it may kind of be apparent to you in some way. I also get the energy of, like, beyond that, you kind of questioning like who's genuinely your friend, who's not, who's using you because you know, are somebody who is fortunate, or you're somebody who's giving. Even if it's not that, you're just like someone to be around. You have good energy. You're positive. You're a cool person, and you're questioning like, where do you stand with certain friendships? Where do you stand with certain relationships around you, period? I'm also seeing, like, as you guys are in a space of being balanced. How do I put this into words? When it comes to like your third eye and being able to see behind the veil, Spirit is saying as you kind of like balance your spiritual energy, things start to really make sense on a spiritual level, and you start to unlock certain understandings that almost feel like you unlocking a new level of magic, literally. Okay, like a good example, I know for me, when I started to kind of understand colors and hues and auras and how they connect on like a spiritual level and intuitive level in terms of messages that are being contained within the colors, I was able to really understand or experience synchronicities via colors, if that makes sense. I don't know if I put that into words where you guys get what I'm trying to say. But anyways, it's like more so when you're balanced on a spiritual level, like I said, enlightenment happens on a deeper level. I also get the sense of, again, your throat chakra needing to be focused on or needing to be healed in some form. I love to recommend lapis lazuli if you do have issues with communicating in a way where you're clear, you have boundaries where you can say no and don't feel bad about it, because I also see that as well. Some of you feel like you're unable to say no to family or unable to say no to certain people or even speak your mind. But present energy, I have the supporter of compassion and intuitive feelings, which is the Queen of Cups. And yeah, you may be more so sensitive during this time frame. And when I say sensitive, I don't mean that in a negative way. Being sensitive is not a negative thing. It's only when you're unable to control your emotions in that sensitivity, you know? And also with being sensitive, still being able to contain or have boundaries, excuse me, around your sensitivity, you know, and not being susceptible or susceptible, what? Not being accessible by energy vampires, people who take advantage of that. But anywho, getting into this, and again, we have that purple energy that's seeping through. You could be more so emotionally triggered by something. This could be by a person like randomly just showing up and they haven't talked to you in a long time and you've been wondering what's up with them. It's like, do you like me? Do you not? What do you want from me? And you may like go off slightly on this person and be like, well, I don't really get the sense of you trying to come back around if you're not consistent, you know? It's like the reality is also being shown to you about someone who you really care about or that you had a lot of feelings for, but you're starting to realize, I got to let that situation go here. You could also be feeling just, like I said, emotionally triggered to remove a lot of illusions out of your life, a lot of, well, this has potential, that has potential, and like narrow it down, especially like on a career level. You could have been making a lot of decisions based off of how you feel, like on an emotional level and not on a logical level. Like what makes the most sense. But overall theme / lesson, I have the Fool card. So the theme or the lesson that's coming up here, for one, something with the Aries may come up, but if not an Aries, the theme is about like taking leaps of faith into the unknown or just taking that first step as a whole, where a lot of you have been kind of like just sitting back and planning and trying to put this together and put that together, get an understanding of this, and should I do this or this or this? It's like Spirit is saying, look, you've been in debate, you've been in question of a lot of things for a little bit too long. Now it's time for you to get moving. Now it's time for you to take action in regards to the things you want. Also understanding that you guys need to focus your energy on moving forward. Notice this arrow was pointing this way, not that way. Meaning that in order for you to get forward movement, you need to be facing this way and not being distracted by the past. Now with love, we have the Devil card. Interesting. So some of you guys can't resist the temptation when it comes to wondering about somebody, wanting to go back to an ex or to a connection where things didn't necessarily ever take off. It just was like flirting and connected with each other. For some of you, even more so sexual. Another thing I'm seeing with love, there could be like this heightened sense of boundaries that's keeping you guys from being able to connect with people on a genuine level. Like you may be extremely defensive or you may feel bound to like your own understanding of what love is. And it may be more so negative. So you could have a hard time really connecting with someone on a deeper level than just sexual. Some of you are also interested in someone who's like attached to something that's like extremely toxic. Like they can't get out of it. This person may be in jail or something. They're like married to them still, or it feels like they're in prison with them being married, living with them, whatever the circumstance is. Now, career and finances, I have nostalgia place and we have the 6 of Cups. So for a lot of you, you're wanting to either get back into some sort of childhood career dream that you may have had. You may be wanting to focus on that. Some of you could also be looking at what you've done as a whole for this year and feeling like you may be needing to go a little bit harder in 2022. Yeah. Like some of you are starting to realize that there's things that you need to be more strategic in, or you need to be getting your head back in the game. Now, the advice, I do have the Moment of Glory Gardens, and we have the Six of Wands. So this is making sure, with you guys wanting a level of success in all areas in your life, that you're not doing anything that kind of takes you out of just that. With the Strength card, like a lot of you have been being really stubborn when it comes to the changes that life is trying to put you in or nudge you in. And Spirit is saying, like, look, in order for there to be growth, you have to be accepting of change. You have to be a friend to change, because that's what life's about. You know, you go through certain cycles, and those cycles wrap up, and then we step into new ones. You know, if things were always constant, if things were always negative, then life would just be a drag. So this is something that needs to be acknowledged. But another piece of advice here, in order for you to get to a place of success, you guys need to be focused. You guys need to be determined. You need to make sure that you're not being distracted by the past, because notice that this lion is facing behind them. You know, but challenge, I have the development of news and enthusiasm, and we have the Page of Wands. So this could be anger that's brewing. You could be really pissed at somebody because, again, it's like they know how to say all the right things through message, or, you know, they know how to flirt with you and make you feel like, okay, this is about to take off to something, and then it never gets there. Okay, you could also hear some very disappointing news in regards to, like I said, a love interest or some sort of like creative endeavor that may have been like more so in the works. Yeah. It may be something like, oh, it needs more funding, and you may not have the funding for that. Or there's just something that doesn't really necessarily work out with like a business dealing, or like some sort of newer connection where it may be more chemistry based, attraction based, sexual based. I just get that. Now, what's ahead? I have the Warily Defensive Gardens, the Nine of Wands. So this is you being at your wit's end, like literally at your breaking point to where there's no turning back. So this could be in the sense of like a relationship that's bringing you there where you're like, you know what? I don't know how much more I can take. I really don't know how much more I can take. If not a relationship, a job, a creative endeavor where it's like taking a lot of your energy. It's something here, you're almost there. You're almost there to a point of being like, you know what? I'm done. And you could be making some decisions during this time frame with the Two of Wands, having to choose between paths and what's going to bring you the most forward movement. Okay, should I stay in this relationship? Is this going to go further? Are we going to overcome this? Or should I be single? Is that going to provide me more growth, for example? But this is what I see. I wish you the best of luck during this time frame. Any information you need will be below, and I'll see you later.